let's talk some O's. John's Orioles. They added Chris Bassett, the starter, 1 year, 18 and a half. Zach Eflin, 1 year for 10. Pete Alonso, big signing there, first base, 5 for 155. Ryan Helsley to be a high leverage reliever, 2 for 28. And then Leotis Taveras, the outfielder, 1 for 2. They traded for Andrew Kitteridge from the Cubs, a reliever, Taylor Ward from the Angels, Shane Baz from Tampa Bay, a starter, Jackson Cower, a reliever from Minnesota, Blaze Alexander, a utility man from Arizona, and Peyton Eales, a utility man from Minnesota. They lost Dylan Carlson to the Cubs. Gary Sanchez, he went to Milwaukee. Sean Dubin went to Arizona. He's a pitcher. Tomoyuki Sugano, we talked about earlier a couple weeks ago. He went to Colorado as a free agent. Jorge Mateo, the shortstop, he's a Brewer. Or actually, he's a Brave. Alex Jackson, the catcher, was traded to Minnesota. Grayson Rodriguez, and we talked about this trade when it happened. He went to the Angels. Very surprising move there.
I still don't understand that one.
Your young ace. So we know the offense, especially with the addition of Alonso, is going to be great. So my questions are, how does adding Alonso change this offensive ceiling? And have they improved their pitching enough to compete with the other teams in their division?
I'll let you start, John.
Well, I mean, having Alonso in the lineup helps a ton because you get that, veteran presence to really anchor the lineup in with, especially with his power and his bat there really helps a lot. But pitching wise, I don't, they did literally, I think they didn't even do the bare minimum with pitching wise. I mean, you traded away Grace Rodriguez for Taylor Ward, which is a head scratcher when it happened, and especially more of a head scratcher after they signed Alonso. Because the whole point is you get a little power with Taylor Ward, but then you go out and get Alonso, who's going to be your, cornerstone power bat of that lineup. And then look at the Tyler Ward trade and you're like, why? Especially with all the young talent they have on this team that you feel like they can just kind of plug in anywhere. And pitching wise, I mean, Bassett's okay. Innings eater. Shane Baz. I mean,
when you're starting off ace of staff, it's okay. Innings eater.
I mean, it's the thing. I mean, Eflin, I just I don't know what they're doing here.
How about the bullpen? Helsley at closer.
I mean, they got the bullpen stuff, and I think Felix Bautista should be back, right?
He should be back,
but
he'll be the closer when he comes back.
So, and he was he was lights out when he was healthy. So you're hoping that he comes back like that. But other than that, line was probably good, and the line has been good, but the pitching's still not where it needs to be, and not even close.
I mean, this lineup construction is idiotic to me. And this is what I said about the Orioles last year. I got some flack, commenters, co-hosts, whoever, about suggesting that this team was going to miss the playoffs because some people were predicting them to go to the World Series on this podcast. And I was like, this is insane. They're not even going to make the playoffs. And then they didn't. And Baltimore doubled down on the strategy of, we make ball go far. Who cares about pitching? And it's just not a successful strategy over 162. Maybe they prove me wrong, and maybe they finally have enough offense to where it doesn't matter. But for me, in the philosophy that I look at baseball in, over 162, pitching matters more than hitting because hitting's always going to fluctuate over that long of a time period. But having the best consistent pitchers is your pathway to victory. It's just kind of how I view the game. So when I look at this Baltimore lineup and team construction, I hate it. And it's not even me being a hater of an in-division team. I think Gunnar Henderson is outstanding. I loved watching him in the World Baseball Classic. Pete Alonso is a fantastic signing in a vacuum. Adley Rutschman, one of the best catchers in the game. The Grayson Rodriguez for Taylor Ward deal just doesn't make sense to me because Rodriguez was your only hope at an ace. Now you have Bassett, Baz, Rogers, Bradish, Eflin, Kremer. On a World Series team, that's the fourth or fifth best pitcher. that's your best guys.
I mean, who is their ace? Who do we think their number one is? It Brad is?
I think it's Bassett, who they just signed less than a month ago.
And then Bassett, who was on the World Series, Blue Jays last year, and was he their ace for their two?
I don't think he pitched. So, listen, I mean, Baz is young. He's got good stuff, but I don't think it's ace potential. And I don't like the bullpen. Bautista comes back and he's excellent, cool, but even outside of him, Helsling, Kittredge, I'm just not bought into this team. And I know Orioles fans are going to be mad at me. It is what it is. That's why I let John go first.
And I mean, I wasn't too optimistic either.
John, and for people who are new, John has been optimistic and been rooting for.
I've been very high on the Orioles.
We call the Jones Orioles for a reason.
Yeah.
This is just not a team that I could put faith in. I think maybe they'll realize it come deadline and they'll move a Tyler O'Neill and a Mountcastle and something to acquire pitching, but they need multiple starters.
They should have been all over Cease. They should have been all over Framber Valdez.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't. And that's what I think is going to be a reason that they get held back, is that the pitching just isn't up to snuff. You have, again, the Blue Jays offense, which we saw was incredible. We all know what the Yankees could do. The Red Sox offense is young and exciting. I mean, Tampa Bay has one of the most electric players in baseball in Junior Caminero.
Yep.
How are the Orioles going to compete with all that from a pitching standpoint? And they're just not.
What's the average number of runs the Orioles are going to have to score in wins this year? 6?
At least 5 or 6, definitely.
Yeah, it's too high. In my opinion, it's too high of a number to ask your lineup to consistently hit in this division.